Hey there. All right, it's your boy Derry. You already know what's happening. All right, we're doing sleep sort. This is in honor of a great Twitter poster who requested this. So there's two ways you can do this. All right, we can use the actual sleep function, like from the docs. This is the way you'd expect to do sleep sort. Like this is what you would do in most languages. You're going to use threads, and they're going to have some kind of shared memory object. And, you build it each time they sleep. Like you have the numbers 8, 10, and 12, right, in some random order. You have them all just sleep for that amount of time, and then insert them at the end of some shared object, and it'll be in order. Because they slept in order, right? Like they get back to you in order from least to greatest when this thread returns. That's like the obvious way to do it. I haven't learned threads yet. I haven't done app school. But I need to learn them for my grant. I'm working on this chatbots grant, and one of the chatbots I need to build involves making HTTP requests to an API. So I'm gonna have to learn how to do this because HTTP requests are done with threads. So. But before we do it that way, there's actually a simpler way. So there's two ways you can sort of sleep in URBIT. There's this strand.io sleep way, which is like, duh. But you can also use Behn. So what we could do is make a Behn, instead of making like a generator, or like a thread, TED thing, whatever they're called, we could just make an agent that, you poke it with a list, and then it will do Behn, it will do like little calls to Behn, until it's all done receiving, the things from the list. And then at the end, it receives some special thing to say it's done. And then it I guess we'll have it just print it to the terminal, to the dojo. But we could make it so, I guess it would be better if it stored it in some kind of like scry. Yeah, it should store it in some kind of scry. So let's start building this agent. Okay. So I kind of want to do I'm just going to make it part of base. I don't want to make a new desk. Is that even how that works? Like, is it going to just run this? I don't know anything about code. Okay, yeah, that's how it should work. Okay, we'll call this like sleep sort .hoon. Okay, and I'm just gonna copy a simple little baby agent from I guess I could use the one at Sunrise. I have my own Sunrise because this rename script, it doesn't work on Neil's. I really should make a pull request, but then we have to import stuff. I'm lazy. Yeah, you know what? I'm not doing it. I'm just gonna I'm gonna go to Hoon and then go to the app school curriculum and then just look at that default agent. Oh, you know what? I think he has something right here I can use. Yeah, this is basically this is basically like the Sunrise agent. Oh, but then we have to make Sir and Mar. So lame. I just want this default. Don't think. Don't use your brain. Yeah. Is this? There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Now, that's a Gall agent. Okay. Okay, so with this, we should basically in theory be good to go, right? To start making our little agent. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is just see that it runs. Okay. Install our, let's see what Sigilante does here. Sorry. Okay, so he writes it. He merges it. Ooh, awkward. Yeah, I think what I have to do. So the problem is that it's here, but it doesn't know to run it. And there's a reason for that. The reason is that it will only run stuff that's here. Yeah. So all we have to do is just add sleep sort. There we go. Now it booted. Okay. So we've got this agent. What we're going to do is receive a poke. And that poke is stuff that they want us to sort, right? So instead of like calling the gate, they're going to poke us. Okay. I just want to see what poke returns. I guess I can just look at rune. That returns something from a poke. Let's see. So on poke, yeah, we've got our equip card this. Yeah, it's like the classic thing. Okay. Oh, but then to interpret the vase, I have to do something really lame. Blah. Okay. I think to interpret the vase, it needs to have like a mark in it. And in order to be able to like handle that mark, so to speak, I think that's when I do need a mar file, or like a SIR on it. I don't know. Let's find out. So I'm gonna replace that. I mean, technically I don't need to receive it as a poke. I could just put it right here in like on load, and you just change it and then recommit and it'll sort it for you. But we want to make this a proper agent, right? Okay. So, the mark and the vase. What are those going to be? Well, for one, let's just return this with that little backtick. I don't remember what that does. Well, yeah, I do. Let me see. It does something really stupid, actually. Yeah, it just makes it a unit. Okay. So, I'm just going to look at these. I'm going to sigpam mark, and I'm going to sigpam vase. Because I want to see what happens when they poke us with certain data. What is it actually like? Okay, so to poke, I never really remember how to do this right. Say sleep sort, and I think I just give it a noun, right? I think I have to say noun. Oh, right, this is the mark, I think, and then I just give it some data. 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. Okay, so it gives us a vase that we need to interpret it, and then it gives us. Okay, so this is the vase. The vase is noun, and if I put something else here, what if I put I don't know, pat ud. Oh, you can't do that, so I have to be ud. It does. So this is where it interprets. So that's how I know what vase to use. Okay. And then, this thing is just a frickin' cell. So here's the vase. Here's the data type in reality. There's a name for this too. I forget where it has this little type right here. Okay, so whatever. I'll just keep putting noun here. In reality, I'm just going to ignore this. And then here's where I'm going to put the numbers that I want to sort. '88, 777. These are already sorted, so that's pretty stupid. I'll put 88 for 22 for 12, 888. I'm sorting them again on accident. 99. These are all numbers associated with chans. Sorry, so we have 4chan, 12chan, 22chan, 28chan, 8chan. Sure, that's good enough. Okay. So what we want to do is basically say, and only one person's going to be able to poke us at a time. I don't really care. If somebody else pokes us, that breaks it. This is just a proof of concept. Okay. In reality, what I should have is, so the problem is, what if you poke it and it starts like resolving this and then somebody else pokes it? What does it do in that case? So we should have maintain separate states for all the different pokes that come in and have like a unique like poke ID and make it a wire. But I'm not going to do all of that because that has nothing to do with sleep sort. Give me, you know what, one moment. I'm going to go pee. All right, my bathroom is that way, but I just went outside. So it just has such a nice like outdoor area over there. Forgot what I'm doing. Right, yeah. So I have this state. I don't know what it is. What is my state? It's a list of atoms. That's fine. So what we're going to do on a poke is we're not going to put those numbers in the state, right? We're going to update the state when we get replies from Behn. So what we're going to want to do, I didn't have my microphone near my face. I don't know if you heard any of that. But I was just saying blah, blah, blah. I like URBIT. Galen is really cool. Jack is like a superhero. Sigilante. Nosper Santad. Nigga. All my peeps out there. Mariah for welcoming me onto the network. Okay. Thank you. Neopets for life. Everybody. Sarlin. Man, that guy's actually a literal Chad. Like, not in like the Justin Murphy way. No offense, I like Justin Murphy, but you know that kind of like I'm a Chad because I'm mean. But no, that guy is ready to like, you know, murder government officials. I didn't say that about it. Nobody watches my YouTube channel. All right, it's cool. It's cool. Just ban me, please ban me. Get me off of this platform. I have a problem. I'm gonna ruin my life. Moldbug, BAP. BAP is an arbiter. Bloody shovel guy. Who else? I mean, Gluey, obviously. There's just so many people. Mark won't add me back on Twitter. That's so hurtful. I could go on. There's so many great ones. I know a guy who owns a Galaxy. I don't even want to say his name because then people will try to rob hum. Now that stars are worthless, they're going after Galaxy owners. But that's why we're building this stuff. We got to make these stars valuable again. Valuable again. Valuable again. I'm learning English. Okay. So on a poke, we have this list that's inside of the vase. And I guess it's just like the second thing inside of the vase. Like we could just be like that. Let's find out. If you're on a Mac and you type and you don't want to have to like backspace a bunch, you can just type Control-U. Okay. All right, I committed and then nothing happened. Oh, I guess it already reloaded it. Right, let's do another poke. And it gives us our list. It doesn't know how to interpret it because we're ignoring the mark. So the tilde at the end becomes a 0. That's no problem. We can just do this. We could just be like, bada boom, bada bang. It's a list of atoms. And, you know, it would be nice to have the terminal here so I don't have to keep switching back. But it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice to have that variety. Oops. I guess you can't do that. Oh, no. Well. Senores, we have an issue. Okay. Poke into bailed. So the issue is that It wants to make sure that these are all nouns right here, okay? That these are all atoms. I'm saying this is a list of atoms. And this guy over here is saying, hey, we have no way of knowing that these are all atoms. That is a very valid heckin' point. I guess I just make it a list of nouns. Okay, it still doesn't like that. Right, because it's saying, I don't even know what the heck this thing is. Is there no way that I can like... This is an issue, guys. This is not good. I mean, I can see that it's a structure. I have never run into this problem. This is good that I'm doing this kind of stuff, though. This is exactly what I need to be learning, since they won't do app school. They're just not doing it. They're going to, supposedly, eventually. I don't see why it's such an issue. They're just worried about how shrubbery changes things, and they don't want us all making Gall agents. They want us to make shrubs. But it's not going to happen, because I'm making my chatbot library. All the new Hoon School grads are going to be making chatbots. Shrubbery is over. It's over. If you're into shrubbery, you're living in the past. Do you think this is back in the old day when you were at your boomer summit at the lake grilling? We're making bots in the nether. They don't need a shrub because they exist as digital beings. They're bots. Okay. Well, I do not know what to do. I think I should just die. I think I should just kill myself. If we go back a little bit, I can go back to lesson 2 and then see how this guy did it. Yeah, and they had this stupid lesson. They tell you about using nouns. And does this thing have a poke? Yeah, okay, so what does this do? So it knows about Charlie action. And Charlie action, yeah, it's a mark. You know what? I don't understand marks, guys. I don't get how they work. I have no idea what they do. I guess I just, like, make a folder called sleep sort, and then I make a file called sleep sort? This doesn't make any sense. Oh, yeah, okay. So if I make the folder called sleep sort, which I've already done and lost, I have sleep sort right here. In here, I can make a file describing what this mark actually is. I just don't understand how I gain access to that mark, but we'll figure it out in a second. So in here, I'm going to make something and call it, like, whatever they're giving us is basically like an unsorted list. I'm going to call it a sortable. They give us a sortable. And this is like, so this is like a, I have no idea what this is. Yeah, okay, so how does it get access to this freaking mark? Maybe it just imports it automatically. Whatever, okay. So I'll get rid of that. We're not gonna import anything. Oh yeah, because then we can say the type of it, but I already know what it is. So yeah, we can get rid of that. So we'll say, so this is a door, right? That's what a door is, right? A door is a core with a sample, and here we have our sample. And if the only arm is buck, then it's a gate. Right, okay. Got it. So I'll call this our sortable. I'll call this our unsorted, which is going to be a list of pats. Now, grow, grab, and grad. Those do things. Let's see what they do. Here we go, yeah. So we set it up. When does he explain it? A poke requires a mark or validated data type and some data. Here, let's look up where grab appears. Like, see if he explains that at any point. If you're just like, yep, we're grabbing. We like to grab, so let's grab. I don't know what grab does. Let's look it up. I'm gonna look it up in this repo. Because anytime it's Neil, he's gonna explain it somewhere. You don't really have to worry about that. Okay, after lesson 4, you should be able to explain the use of the grab, grow, and grad arms. This is not lesson 4 though, is it? Is this, oops, is this lesson 4? No, so we have to go to the, so I guess we just go to, let's go to ASL, age, sex, lesson. Sure, 2022, so it's been a while. So if we go to lesson 4, we can go to PNG, PDF. What are you doing over here, Neil? Oh, okay, it's like a diagram. Well, then where's the lesson? Well, lesson 4, right here. That's the only one. Oh. Grab. Back to the drawing board, guys. Okay, let's go look it up. Okay, let's go back one more time. Yeah, preview, grab. The mark must supply, okay. Use static mark. I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna go in the docs. Look up mark. Marks, writing marks. Grad, using marks. Mark. Structures and marks. Marks. Journal action. One of these will help us. Okay. Grab converts from other marks to the given mark. So, okay. Okay. Noun mark type. Mark files, what am I doing? Okay. Let me look at how this looked before. So it used to be act equals action, right? Act equals action. And now it's sortable equals a list of pat A's. So act equals action. Act is sortable. And action is a list of pat P's, as a list of pats. So let's just I don't know what I'm doing at all right now, guys. Okay. And then in the curriculum, there's some way that they probably specified oh my gosh, what have I done? Yeah, I think it was this one. No. This is not good, not good. Okay. Yeah, let's get out of there. Okay. So we need, I guess we need one of these. 2023 is newer. I should have been there the whole time. And I think it was in 0 or 1 or one of these that we got our plagiarized our okay, on poke. Yeah, it was this one, I'm pretty sure. Okay. So we're going to check if the mark equals a Charlie mark, but where are we supplying that? Here it is. So we supply it right here. So here, according to my very limited understanding of how this works, all we need to do is poke and say that what we're looking at a sortable. Okay, and I still haven't committed any of that, so I mean, it's not working. So let's see. Oh, then I guess it specifies push or pop, right? But that's just part of the logic, yeah. That's part of the... Oh, okay. So that's also supposed to be like a vase. I don't think it needs to be, though. I think it could just be like a raw noun. So let's see. Okay, but we do need to do something. Right, we're going to check that this is the correct mark, I guess. I'm learning so much about poking right now. And I don't know what that'll do if not, but it's okay. And then we can interpret this as an action, which we're inheriting from Charlie's thing, which means that's just where we interpret it as a list, right? So, yeah. So I guess it really should be like a vase. So let's go ahead and say that this is... I mean, I can just put the type here, right? List of at, right? I don't know. I'm not sure about that one, guys. Okay, let's see what happens. I'm just gonna try committing at this point to see what I've done wrong. So it's definitely not happy about that. Oh yeah, it wants me to do something with this, I guess. And I'll just look at what act is equal to. Yeah, I'll just put a list of Pat here, and I'm pretty sure that's not gonna work. I'm gonna call this my sortable. And let's see what it does at this point. Okay, it's not mad. It's mad. So line 28 doesn't like that. Oh, because I call it a Charlie action. What I need to call it is a whatever mark that's supposed to be. What mark is it? I forget. I have it right here on my command line. I just poked with it. Yeah, it's supposed to be a sortable. Where did it go? There it is. Oh, okay, cool. That kind of worked. Now let me try doing this. Okay. I guess it's working. I mean, it's putting the little, yeah, I guess that works. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's recognizing it. Yeah, it is recognizing it. Okay. Let's see what next. Whew. So we have our list. Now what we want to do is we're not going to change the state. We're going to add things into the state in the when they start coming in order. Okay. So so state is, you know what? I don't want to deal with this. I'm gonna kind of cheat. I'm just gonna put something down here and call it sorted. Okay. And we'll just add stuff to that. I'm just going to ignore this like official state that like lasts through resets or whatever. Yeah, let me see. What am I even working with this state? Well, I guess I already have a pair that just has a bunch of lists right there. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to use Sigilante made me a state. I should use my state. I got to be strong. Okay. So, now what we need to do, okay, is convert, well, for one, we need to do this thing. So this always goes at the end when we do this. And then, actually that's the wrong one, should be like that. Okay. So what we need is a bunch of calls to Behn. We can just map that onto the, here, I'll do it this way. Turn, and the list, which is whatever list they just gave us, sortable, and we're just going to convert those into little calls to Behn. And I don't remember how to I don't remember how to call Behn off the top of my head. Behn. Pretty sure it should be here. Okay, I'm not a genius, but I'm pretty sure that, oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, since Behn is actually like a vein, unlike agents where we call it by name, we just pass it this little B and that means Behn. Okay. So let's just put that right here. I think we need to change D5, right? So this is an issue. This is a problem. I don't know. So this is going to take DRs, which are relative times. That's for like, that's 5 days from now. That's 1 minute. That's that many seconds. These things are, the numbers in here, I want them to represent seconds. So, you know, how do I do that? One thing I could do is just figure out, so if I subtract, if I subtract 1 as a like a UD from 1 second DR, then I can just add that same amount to my, then I can multiply like 2 times whatever I get there, and that'll be 2 seconds represented as a DR, right? So I'll just be like S1, imagine that that's a UD, and then subtract the actual number 1 from it. Oh, well, okay, that was pretty silly. I'm an idiot. I can just multiply S1 by however many seconds I want to have. To confirm that, we can just, I mean, it's true. What is it? Right. Yeah, like if I multiply S1 times 2, right, as a UD, sorry guys, I explained this very poorly, but you'll see what I mean in a second. This should equal S equals S2. Oh, whoops. There we go, yeah. So what I was trying to say is that when I'm in my code here, I'm adding in, I don't have a, I have S, which is a UD, so I need a relative time, right? But what I'm going to do is just multiply, I'm going to multiply S times S1 to get that many seconds. Okay, And that should do the trick. And this will get back to us via our on Arvo. Sorry, just stretching a little bit. Oh, whoops, out of key. Okay. I don't know guitar. It was just random pentatonic noodling. This is like the cheapest guitar I could find is broken. And so I just learned, I was like, what's the easiest way to play stuff that sounds like music on a guitar? And they're like pentatonic scale. So I'm just like, boom. Sounds like music, right? I can't believe it's not music. All right. So this is basically done. Like they're going to poke us with that, and then we're going to get a bunch of calls to, I'm pretty sure it's like on Arvo or something. I shouldn't have closed Rune because that's basically how Rune works. Let's see. Where do we get it? So, yeah, it's on Arvo. Where is my on Arvo arm? There it is. Yep, it's on Arvo. And that's a quip card that's just like on poke, I think. What does it take? Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna copy that. Okay, so on Arvo, right here. So on Arvo, guys, I am an absolute idiot. I am the dumbest person who has ever walked the face of the earth. Okay. So there's an issue here. How do I know what number so this is where I'm going to add the number to the state. How do I know what number I need to add right here? Does anybody want to suggest how I could? I don't know. All right, what a freaking nincompoop I am. OMG. Okay. Okay. I am so ridiculous. Sorry, I'm just seeing a way that I can, yeah, I think if I include now like this as part of the wire. So my plan is that I'm just going to add this S right here as part of the wire, and then I can check the wire coming in and I'll know what number it is and I'll be able to add that to the state. So I know this equals thing works very differently here than it does on on the dojo. That's why I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to SIGPAM it and just see what the wire comes in as. So I'll make the wire like timers slash that slash, like, you know, I don't know, just put something at the end there because I feel like there should be something. Okay, so here I have to return that just for now, and let's SIGPAM our wire. You know what? I'm gonna sigpam the sine arvo because maybe that does include the original. Maybe that does include like the original amount that we had to wait by. So I mean, I have no idea if it does, but it'd be very convenient if it does. So okay. Oh, okay. Doesn't want me to say that, I guess. Okay, guess you just can't do that. See what happens. So that it does let me do, but it doesn't want to. It's not happy about it. Actually, I'm getting a syntax error down here, so it looks like it's unrelated. Yeah, I guess I just can't do that. Okay, I'll figure something else out. Give me one sec. Oh no, it really is mad about me. Oh, duh. Yeah, I don't need this anymore because I'm returning this. Okay. Now it is mad because I never got rid of that default. And it's mad because I said sine wire instead of sine arvo. And now I have no idea what it's mad about. So on line 31, it's saying, hey, this should be a Gall agent card. This doesn't really look like a Gall agent card. Oh, right. Because I'm supposed to just have a bunch of these. And instead I have one of like, basically I have a list of, this is going to generate a list inside of this other list, but these should just be like flat in here. Okay, it shouldn't be nested. So there's actually, that's not that big of a deal. There is something that will like denest a list for you in list logic. Forget what it's called. Yeah, it turns a list of lists into a single list. Yeah, so basically just flattens it. It's called Zing. And I'm gonna experiment with it for a second on the terminal, just to, in the dojo, just to see if it works the way that I would think it does. So first, let's give it something that's definitely a list of lists. Oops. List of lists, and I'll be like, okay. And then I'm gonna give it a list inside of there. 1, 2, 3. And then there's gonna be another list inside of there, 4, 5, 6. And this should just give us one solid list of like 4, 5, 6, right? No, it's not how it works. Because these, it's not recognizing them as lists. Can I do this here? Oops. Guess I'm gonna find out. Oops. Oh, right. I don't have a null terminator. Let me see their examples. Okay, I guess I just have to use limo. I don't know what limo does. But I have to use it. I'm gonna use limo over here. And I'm gonna use limo out here. Let's just do their example and see what this is even doing. So of course that works. And then let's just go ahead and tell it like, hey, just FYI, this is just like a list of ats. Yeah, okay, it works in that case. Why didn't it work for us? What the heck does limo do? List constructor turns a null terminated tuple into a list. Okay. So I guess you have functions that depend on the presence of these names I and T. And Zing is one of them. Okay. So my question is, what if one of them isn't nested? What if one of them is just like this? Like, oh, whoops. Like, what if we just had these values here inside of our top level list? Okay, well now I know it fails. Okay. Okay. So we should be able to address this. It's not that big of a deal. Since this is actually, this is a pair. So all I have right here is this list with this list inside of it. So like this thing basically looks like this. It has this, then it has a bunch of our Behn calls inside of another list, which this thing is itself a list. So it has like this, Behn. So that's not that bad, because all we really need to do then is just get the first thing here. Just get like the first thing out of this list. So what we can do is call snag 0 on it. Like that. Okay. I think I only put one. No, I put that. Why is that a syntax error? Maybe it's not. Syntax on line 33. Not happy. Oh my gosh, I'm such an idiot. Okay. Okay, let's poke it. Right, so a lot of these are going to take a lot of seconds. I should do a list that won't take as long. That said, it hasn't printed anything yet, so that's also a bad sign. Because you see it should be doing these on arvo calls each time one of these timers finishes up. And yet, it is not. Yeah, it still hasn't done any of them. So, I think what I'm going to do is I just want to look at this list and like see how this all comes out. Oh, yeah, that doesn't look good. So we have it and it's null terminated and it basically just includes one of them. Oh, wake errors. Yeah, so we're just getting wakes. Okay. So yeah, a wake means it finished. That's pretty random. I wonder if the timers are off, like. But one thing I see is that, yeah, it's definitely wrong because this is not correct, right? We should have a whole big list of different timers, and yet we clearly do not. So I guess it's the way, ooh. Oh, well, wait, this is, oh my gosh, I'm so freaking dumb. So I'm making this list and just getting the first timer out of it, okay? So I have this, and then I have a list of these guys, right? Well, this is a list of these guys. Like, what am I doing here, people? And I'm gonna make these much smaller values so that we don't have to wait 8 years each time. Okay? Okay. 1,000. There we go. Yeah, that's it. That's all of them. So we might still get more timers waking up because I have one timer apparently set that takes like 888 seconds. The solution there, I think, is that I'm going to get rid of that now. And I can get rid of this as well. I can just say like, you know, yeah, just to acknowledge that we got it, and for debugging, I can like look at it. Received sortable list, it's right there. Yeah, and then it starts going. And I'm gonna change this to say sortable. And where else was I using that? Nowhere, I guess. Okay, so I'm gonna put them on the sortable wire, just so I don't get confused with those old timers in case it takes several minutes and I'm already done and then it messes up my algo. So I want to make sure that the wire is sortable. It looks like that is the wire. So I just want to make sure so it's the one that comes first. Let's see. So it is timers, yeah. Okay. I guess it's like some kind of like error guard. I don't really remember. I remember learning it in Hoon school. I'm gonna go to the tippy top. What gar? Positive assertion. Yep, okay. And I don't want it to be timers, I want it to be sortable. Okay. So, we know that this is a number coming in sorted. And we weren't able to solve this problem of like figuring out what number it even is. So I need to pass in these numbers. How am I going to do that? I know that as a wire, there's some way you can put data in a wire. Like, don't ask me how, but it is possible. And then I'll just get rid of this assertion. There's some stupid way to do it. I just can't remember. Oh, right, and I'm not printing the wire anymore, which is the only thing I wanted to check. Okay. Okay. So, it's just printing out the word now. So that definitely does not work the same way. Let me look up, what is that called, a path? Or I guess it's like a wire, but a wire is a type of path. Wire, a path. I know there's some guide in here somewhere about wires. So wire is just a synonym for path. That's fine, but I think there's some way I can, because I know you're supposed to make these like unique, right? So let me, if we go into app school, so a wire is just a path. Type-wise, they're exactly the same. Yeah, there's some way you can make these suckers unique. I know it. There we go. Yeah, that's the way we do it. Okay. So, what does question mark equal? Maybe that's just the same as equal. What test, sorry. Test pattern match. Oh, okay, very cool. In that case, I can still use this. So I wanted to test the pattern match. And the pattern is exactly that. Yeah, it's gonna be a whatever, I don't even care. Right here it should have timer. Very good. And I'm going to test the wire. And from then on, we still will need to see the wire. Very good. So we have this data right here. And I believe, oh right, but I don't want now. I want S. Okay. There we go. So I got 1, 2, 3, 5, and 7, which is my list, but in order, right? So inside of the wire, I want the second value. I want this T value. I can just say T dot wire. Okay, it has this slash in front of it, which I guess is the task way of representing a number. Oops, sorry, don't get mad. Oh no, slash does something different in the dojo. But I'm pretty sure that's what it is, and I just need like the opposite of Scott, where I can like turn it back into a, so let's see, Scott, it's a formatting function, render a dime as a chord. Render a dime as a tape. And I want to parse it, so parse a chord with input aura. Yeah, this is what I want. So it's T dot wire is the data. And I want to interpret it as a UD. Actually, just as a, well, whatever, UD is fine. And I'll put that there. And to commit, and it doesn't work. So it says we need a pat. Oh, is that only for TAs? Oh, right, because what if it's impossible? So we have slaw for that. But okay, that doesn't really. So parse a chord to an input aura. And add. All right, so it needs a TA, but it's not, it doesn't have a TA. That's the problem. What it has is like a task. So this is for parsing chords, but I don't have a chord. I have like a term basically, or whatever they're called. Here, let me just, I forget the name of them, but yeah, I have a term. So, what a dilemma. I have my number, but it's not in a format that I like. This renders a dime as a chord. Do I have that? Do I have a dime by any chance? Maybe what I have is a dime. Let me look up what a dime is really quick. Okay, nobody knows what a dime is. But, I mean, oh, this is to convert it to a string anyway. That's not really what I want. So, render a dime as a chord. That's not what I want. What I want is to okay, this is not what I need either. Okay, so let me see when it printed them out. Here, I think another way I can do this is by it's like this. Oh, so maybe these are just numbers, like, and it just doesn't know how to render them. Let's see, how did I add it in there? As a Scott UD. Well, I am saying it's a UD right here. So why is it doing that? Why is it putting them all freaky? If I add 1 to them, will they still make sense? Let's find out. Oh. Oh, right. Okay, this code doesn't work. Okay, let me see, what can I do here? I'm just gonna try telling it it's a UD and see how it reacts. It's not happy. Okay, I will get the minus out of that. Oh, okay, all that stuff I was looking up was just a complete waste of time, and I'm an idiot, I guess. Oh wait, but why is it... What the heck? 2, 3, 4, 5. It added the right amount of them, but so it's not interpreting it correctly at all. It's adding... So let's see. So this is 1. Okay. So if we subtract all of this from 48, we should get the correct numbers. But I have no idea why it's doing it this way. Oh, no, it really didn't like that. So subtract underflow. Oh, right, I have to subtract 48 from it, my bad. Out 1, 2, 3, 5, and 7. Well, what the heck? Okay, whatever. I don't know what type it interpreted them as to make this an issue, but... Oh, you know what? Since it might be interpreting them as some kind of character, and these characters come after each other, it might break if we give it 10. Yeah, so I'm going to poke it with 10. One, 2, 3, 5, 7, 10. Yeah, it didn't work that time. So the reason is that this is basically like some kind of string. I just don't know what it's interpreting it as. Like, what is that thing with a forward slash? Okay, it definitely doesn't, it's not a TAS, which is the same thing as a term. As a TA? No, doesn't work either. Oh, there it is. Look at that. 1, 0, I mean 0, 1, 0. 48 is, oh, sorry, 28. 48 is 0. That's what I was subtracting. 49. Yeah, so it's interpreting them as pat T's, which is what, like a chord. So I guess what I need to do is interpret these chords as a... I think a pat T is a chord, right? Yeah, that's a chord. So that's not so bad. I can go back to that thing. I thought that was a total waste of time, but I can use that little Scott thing to interpret the chord. But that renders it as a chord. I want to like interpret the chord. Yeah. So we should call Slav on it, since it's a chord, apparently. Where is it? So, no problem at all. So this is a chord. I'm going to interpret it that way before I do anything else. Okay, now I'm gonna poke it again. Yep, and my numbers come in 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 10. Great, okay, and now I can call Slav. So that one should be pretty straightforward. I just say that, interpret it as a UD, commit and poke. And we have our numbers in normal format. So now I can just say like current, I can just say like sorted. And then I'll add it to the state. Yeah, so there's a problem here. How do we know when we're done, right? So this will like add them into a state, and we can scry that state, but we won't know when we're done. So what I think we should do is let's have some way of checking when we're finished. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll store inside of the state here. Yeah, we define the type of state twice here, so that's, but okay. So I'm going to add something that's going to be called length. It's going to be a UD. And I have to add it down here too. Okay. And that is where we're going to say, okay, when we get this poke, we're going to tell it like, hey, the length in the state, like, is now equal to the length of the sortable. No idea if that works. Yeah, that's not how you do it. Yeah, so I want to change the length of state. But I guess what I'm going to have to do is say this state is now equal to the first thing in state, which is I think the version, right? It's like supposed to represent the version. And then I can say length of sortable. And then I can just leave this empty. And just be like, yeah, this is totally a list of atoms for sure. All right, you got me. I don't know why that doesn't work. 21. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see. So version state 0. Why on earth is this thing so mad at me? You need a UD. On line 21. Oh, it wants this to be a real value. Okay. There we go. So we now will have the length of it, which we could probably see using like debug or whatever. I'm just going to assume it worked. And then on Arvo, what we can now do, okay, is basically say like, hey, if we're one away from the length, like if the length was 5 and we already have 4 and we just got another, then we're kind of done, right? So we'll say like length is the second thing inside of state, okay? So it's minus dot plus dot state. And we can just say, hey, if we can say if the length of our existing state, okay, is 1 away from what it should be, which is the length of values. So we'll say if, and then we'll increment that. If that is only 1 away from the length of the very last thing in our list, which is minus dot plus dot state. Actually, I forgot, these things have names. I can just say length dot state. And here I can just say values dot state. That means we're done, right? And that's when we'll sigpam, values successfully sorted. If this were a more complicated program, here's where we might send a poke or a notification into like landscape and be like, your values are sorted. And then set complete to true. We'd have like a Luby in here where we would set it to yes. We would set it to yes, and then now some app would know that if that's set to yes, that these are all the sorted values. But so values successfully sorted, and we can just we still have to add the value in actually, so it really doesn't matter. We're gonna have to return the same thing either way. So it's kind of silly. Just thinking, okay, so if this means that the value is successfully sorted, we print that, but then we have to return something. The thing, it's kind of lame because the thing we return is so lame. Well, actually, it's not that bad. What we'll do is we'll check if we're done. We'll do one too many and just pass an extra Behn at the end. So we'll say if they're actually equal, then you print that and you just return this. Yeah. And then we can say, this is pretty lame. Well, you know what? I'll just worry about getting them in there still. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I can worry about that in a sec. Okay. So we have our length and our sorted things. And here we can return this, where state is equal to the first thing inside of it, plus length plus 1, right? We're adding one thing. And then into sorted, what is it again? Slock. We're going to slock an atom into our list. We're going to slock sorted into values.state, right? Pretty sure that's what we want to do. Okay. And then just to keep it simple, so what we should do is on peak, we can tell you, we'll show you what we have so far, and we'll also be able to tell you if we're done or not, because, oh, whoops, sorry, length is always the original length. So, and what we'll do is we'll check the length of the list we're building when you scry and tell you like, hey, here's what we've got, but we're actually not done yet. So, do a sanity check, state.length, it should be length.state. And we already have that actually, but we don't really need it. And it's not slock, is it snock? No. So line 39, that's this line. It's mad saying that we need a UD, and instead I've given it a list. So it takes length and it takes values. And I'm giving it length and I'm giving it values. I don't know what your problem is here. Let's see what I'm doing wrong. Maybe snock doesn't do what I think. Append. Okay, it does exactly what I thought. Oh, but it's A is the list and then the noun. Okay. Which makes sense because you're putting it at the end, so it goes after it. Very cute. Okay. It's not going to print anything now. And we don't even have a way to scry it since I haven't created an on-peak arm. But let's fix that. Yeah, let's start looking at, oof. Yeah, this is with JSON though. We don't actually want that. Let's see here. So we will go to ASL 2023. We'll go to like lesson 3, I think it was. We'll look at an on-peak. The word on-peak does not even appear in this document. Try again over here. Great, so we can just return the raw nouns. That's what we want to do. So we'll just return a raw noun. Okay, so what does it give us? It gives us a path. Right, and we include that. I'll look up the scry, the dot key syntax momentarily. And we're given this unit cage. And we do some stuff depending on what the path is. In fact, we don't need to do that because we only have, you just peek at this app and it always returns the same thing. It's just going to return the state and whether it's done. They're always going to ask us the same way, so we don't really need to worry about that. So it's going to work more like this. I guess what I'm trying to say is we can just delete all this stuff. We can just delete all of this and do it like that. Okay, the question is, what is values? What values is going to be? excuse me, what, can I just return a noun? Does this even need to be any of this? Well, it says it's a unit, and a cage. And I forget what a cage is. Don't kill me, but cage, what is a cage? A cage is a cell of a mark in a vase. So it actually does have to look exactly like this. I wonder why it has to be a unit inside of a unit, though. But whatever. All we need to return here is a cell that's going to have, are we done? And the way we check if we're done is whether the length of our values in state is equal to the original length. If it is, then we're done. So first thing you get is a yes or a no. You use that accordingly. And then you get the values that we have. And that's it. That's our little guy. No. Line 45. It's not happy about line 45. Why? Why isn't it happy? Let's see what the actual error said. So it says that it needs it wants a list. And it has one. It just wants, like, whatever that thing means. Well, I gotta tell you, I don't really see the difference here between what I'm doing and what they want me to be doing. Let's see. Oh, right. I have to give it the, since it's a thing, what is values equal to? Where is it getting values? Oh, values is like the state. And it's a freaking list. It's literally just a list inside of the state. But, oh, I guess we can just access stuff that's in our state by just saying its name. How does that work? Oh, but then we say values equals value, and then it's like some kind of type. So I'm pretty sure that we are going to have to say, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure we do have to say. I'm just going to put some BS right there. Can I put BS right there? Does it have to be like a real mark? Can it be like the name of a mark? You know what I mean? Is that acceptable? I don't even remember where my code is. Like, where in the code is this? There it is. Okay. I'm just going to put a bunch of nonsense here. I'm going to put noun and just see how it reacts. Dang it. Syntax error still. And if I put that, it's going to be like not found. Oh no, not found. It's actually, I'm what am I doing wrong? Oh. Right. Oh no, I'm closing my thing. What is the problem? I'm just going to put that. And it works, of course. Ugh. Okay, and I don't remember that well how to scry. I got to tell you guys. Groups. What did that do? Man, I guess I can give it anything though, actually, right? Let me try that again. Yeah, okay. So I am going to put noun at the end. But really what it wants is, what is this? G groups. That's like a type. Okay, gotta look up scry syntax again, people. Oh, that's the type. Okay. Okay, I can work with this. It's actually going to ignore that. And it's actually base that I'm technically doing it to, though, isn't it? I'm just going to say sleep sort. Oh, no, that's not going to work. Oh, wait, it did work. Oh, I guess that's how you do it. Okay, so I can see it. It's there. I can scry it. What if I do it again? Is it going to, like, double it? So what a poke, the logic here is that what a poke should do is it should also clear out the previous state, right? Oh, but it looks like it does do that somehow. Yeah, it's working. There it is. Okay. Oh, right, because here's where I say state equals, and then I say it's an empty list on poke, so. Great, so we're already doing that. That's what we needed to be doing, and we are doing it. Okay, what else do we have? Right, I still wanted that feature where we can make it say that, like, hey, there's an issue. No, where we could say, where is it? On my on peak, I did want to be able to check if it's done or not. So before I do anything else, I'm going to see if it'll let me do this. And if not, then we see what the problem is. Okay, so that's the issue. It just doesn't, oh no, I had a space right there. It might be that. Okay. Now let me try my little equal thing. What was the problem then? If len t of values dot state, oh, oops. Wonder if that's what I was doing wrong. Is equal to length dot state. That's it. We just check if it is or not. Okay, it works. And we'll wait and let's scry it before it's done. Oh. Oh, right. Because I committed and then I did it again. So let's poke again and go back to scrying. Oh, no. No. That's odd. Comes with like an extra one. What is that? What does that mean? Also, it's oh, wait. That's the yes. Do you guys get it? That's a yes. And then it becomes, so in Lubian, 1 means no and 0 means yes. And I know people are like, he did that just to be counterintuitive. But no, it's actually similar to the theory. I mean, yes, but the theory is that it's based on like exit codes in C. 0 means everything went smoothly. Yes, it worked. And non-zero exit code means it failed, right? And then the idea is that there's one way it can go right, and there's a million ways that it can go wrong, and you want different exit codes to represent those unexpected exits. Oops. So yeah. Sorry. Okay. That's not how you do it, I guess. Okay. So obviously that's not going to work. And the issue with this actually is here. We're telling it's a list, we're saying it's a list of atoms. And if it's a list of atoms, then the first thing must be that atom, right? So what I want to say is I'm going to change the name of this to be something called values. This is going to now be a cell, which is what it actually is. And this is going to be called finished. And finished is going to be a yes or a no. Yes or no. And I know there's some way to say that it's a Lubian other than just doing that little thing, but oh well. And values is that list. There we go. So if we scry it that way, we see it's finished and those are the values. And we can go ahead and restart it with a new poke. And if we checked, it'll say finished, no, even though it's adding in new values. And now it's done, and it says finished equals yes. So we did it. That's sleep sort using Behn. I expected this to take like 10 minutes tops. It has been an hour and a half. So I wanted to do this using like threads. I still might, but I really should work on my chatbot because Jack is he's gonna fly here and punch me in the face if I let him down, and that's unacceptable. So I need to work hard, and I need to honor my teacher. So unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to leave it with this one solution. But shout out to let me see who it is. Shout out to, who was it? Yeah, Tom. There we go. It was Tom. Shout out to Tom, building URBIT. I love it. Wish I could give that another like. But yeah, shout out to Tom, to Datter Sonnet, for requesting sleep sort. I'm sorry I couldn't do it the cool way. I know I seemed like a complete freaking idiotic noob doing this, but that's how I'm going to become a non-noob, and I need to fast. All right, peace.